speaking about quarterbacks, I mean, quarterback Caton's probably our best player, and we've said it on the podcast before, we've said it on this show, and we just didn't put him in good situations.
Pirates are going to fall tonight at home, 34-13 to BYU. Offense stuck in the mud for a lot of the night. A lot of penalties, bad interceptions. A rough night at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium after a big buildup.
Hey, speaking about quarterbacks, I mean, quarterback Caton's probably our best player, and we've said it on the podcast before, we've said it on this show, and we just didn't put him in good situations.
But sadly, is our offense inconsistencies at the play calling part, and I think we called that out. If we can finally get our play calling down, have a consistent offense, we could have a special year. Tonight wasn't the case.
I mean, when you're playing a team as good as BYU, I mean, frankly, I don't know how they're not a top 25 team. They're probably a top 15 team, in my opinion. Their quarterback was a lot better than I thought he was going to be. We sold out for the run, and their quarterback cooked us. But if you want to beat a team like that, you have to put the pressure on them early. And we had the perfect opportunity to freaking do that. And then from there on out, mental freaking mistakes, muff snaps, penalties, 2 interceptions that were uncharacteristic from Caton. I don't know what he was doing there. But, God, that's just frustrating. With that being said, you take away those mental freaking mistakes, you take away that muff, that could be a whole different ballgame. BYU is the best team we're going to face the rest of the year, all season. I hate that we're playing Army in a short week, but if we come out and beat Army, I think we'll be in good shape for the rest of the year.
Blake is in Murphy next. Hey, Blake.
All right, Holton. I had tried to temper down all my thoughts until you spoke. But I am pissed off tonight. My God, we had an opportunity. We had should have been ranked team coming into our house. We had a sellout. Unless it was NC State, when was the last time we had sold out?
Yeah, it wasn't sold out, but I get your point.
It wasn't sold out. It was close. It as close as we've gotten in a long time. And we're down 6-3. And we try to throw the ball from our 1-yard line to go 99 yards under 2 minutes. What are we doing? BYU hadn't given up a touchdown the entire season. Why are we not going out playing a defensive game, trying to hold on to the ball possession, go down for a last-second game-winning field goal, hold on to the ball? I don't understand it. You can't blame this on the players. This is on the coaching. Like, you can't do that. You can't give them that kind of opportunity. It was terrible. I don't know what you got to say, Holton. I welcome feedback.
Yeah. All right, Blake. Sorry if I made you mad there, Blake. I don't know how I fired you up, but I will say, so I'm going to go to your point of the pick six there, because I agree it was a very bad call. I'm going to actually reverse it a little bit, though. You said we should have thrown the ball there. My favorite time, and this is just like I'm an aggressive mindset, and Donnie kind of knew that, and no one wants to hear his name right now, but Donnie knew that when we're backed up, you're like guaranteed. When I say backed up, like you're like on the team's opposite 5-yard line or less. I think we're on like the 1 or 2. Like we had 98 yards to go, or 99 yards to go. You're like guaranteed man coverage in that situation. So you throw the deep ball. Like if there's a safety off, you throw the go ball, because it could either be pass interference or you catch it, or it's just incomplete. There's no safety to intercept the ball. If you just teach the quarterback to look one way and throw it the other, like that is the time with our receivers to just chunk it deep to get into rhythm. Because if not, it's incomplete and you punt the ball. And we don't really have a run game right now. But like one thing I do like what you said there is like about throwing the ball the way we threw the ball is kind of where the game like shifted. We threw a hitch route. Okay, we have 99 yards to go and we're throwing a 4-yard pass. Like nothing is good in man coverage. Nothing is good. Nothing good is happening out of that. So That's where the game shifted, in my opinion, and we put our quarterback in a really bad situation, and then he threw a pick six, got rattled, and then he didn't look good the rest of the night. So we just didn't put him in a good situation. I thought it was a really bad play call there. If you're going to throw the ball, chunk it deep. You literally have nothing to lose. But throwing a 4-yard pass, you have a lot to lose and little to gain. I don't see a point in that. Caden, what do you think?
No, I agree with you. We had Yannick Smith all night long
running free
on a man route with a go ball
every second down
with no safety help, and the only safety help they ever got was a honky with ankle socks on. We had Yannick Smith all night long. What separated this game was the offense coordinator for BYU put Bear Bachmeier in the right situations, and our offense coordinator consistently puts our offense in the worst situations this year.
And I will say this too, and Blake, we'll get back to you if you have anything else to say. But me and Caden watched the game. They were very obviously giving you cover one, like 95% of every second down. But then we would run the ball, and then we'd be third medium to long, and then you throw it, then they drop everyone back and go zone, and then it's hard to complete passes there. So we're putting our quarterback in bad situations, who should be very good, should get into rhythm, and it's tough. I literally was texting Shane Carter in the game, and he said the same thing. It's tough, one, when you don't have a run game, and we had a couple explosive plays, yes. But it's tough when they don't fear the run game. And then on third down, on third and medium to long, trust me, I know how it is. When they know you're throwing the ball, it's tough. It's tough when they're dropping everyone back. Even if you have all the time in the world, it's still tough.
And then our 3rd and 8s would turn into 3rd and 13s after false starts to make it even tougher. Just everything, yeah. All right, we'll get to Dylan, Jeff, and Whit when we return. 317-1250. We done got Caden Norman fired up in here.
That call. I loved his energy. It came off on me.
Holden fired him up. That guy fired you up.
Yeah, what did I say? Fire him up.
I mean, you fired me up too.
Was he mad at me?
David, Whit, Jeff, we'll get to you in a moment. We go to Dylan in New Bern next on the Turner Home Team Live Line. Hey, Dylan.
What's up, brother? How we doing?
We're all right. What's up?
Hey, so first off, I want to shout out the people who called in earlier celebrating a 2-2 start. Are you freaking kidding me?
All right, real quick. I think he said at the beginning of the year, if you said 2-2, people would be happy, which I disagree with.
I disagree as well.
But he wasn't celebrating the loss, so just for future callers. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're not giving away participation trophies here, okay? There's no reason this team shouldn't be 3-1. Just to give you a background check, I flew from Florida to watch this game tonight, so very disappointed. I have a question for you guys offensively. Who's the playmaker? Just to give you a background check, I flew from Florida to watch this game tonight, so very disappointed. I have a question for you guys offensively. Who's the playmaker? Who are we going to? Are we going to limit the 50 screens that we called tonight? What's the game plan offensively that we're going to change going forward? Because I don't see anything offensively that seemed to change during the game. And defensively, yeah, they made some mistakes, but they got to score. We got to punch it in.
We were still talking during the break, guys, that BYU was kind of daring you to make plays down the field, right?
Every second down.
Yeah, and we didn't do enough with our playmakers tonight, you think?
I think Yannick had like 137 receiving. We were on
he
the
had some late, yeah.
it. He should have had 200. I mean, they were playing man coverage. And then, Dylan, to answer your question, Yannick Smith,
Brock Spalding.
What did Brock Spalding? Did we attempt to throw him the ball tonight? Like he has been our double move guy all year. Like anytime we need a deep play, he runs a stop and go or a sluggo or something. There was none of that tonight. Like I don't get it. I really don't get it because each week it's different. Each half it's different. Each quarter it's different right now. I mean, it was a big game feel and a big time stage, and we didn't get the guys in the right position to win the game or even have a chance to win the game. They weren't in position. So, I mean, yes, did Caton have a bad game? Yeah, he did. And the team had a bad game. Defense, yeah, I agree with you, Dylan. Like, the defense played good enough to have a chance. And then, yeah, you can't hold up if your offense isn't scoring. And I'm not happy with the students leaving that early either. But, I mean, when you have a boring offense, I mean, they left when I was there, too, if we weren't scoring. That's just students rather go to the bar than watch an offense go 3 and out each time. And Jeff, I will say, yeah, Caton did not play good tonight, and he has to play better for us to win big games. And this is something, and look, I'm not trying to take flack off of him. He's got to play better. He knows that. We've said it on the fifth quarter. We've said it on the podcast. I've said it in any interview I've done with Pirate Radio, is not having a run game put so much pressure on the quarterback and the receivers. but it also puts pressure on the offensive coordinator. And if any of those guys don't produce, then it puts more pressure on the other guys. So the offensive coordinator tonight, I didn't feel like he put the receivers and the quarterbacks in best position. So then it puts more pressure on them to execute when they are in position. And then when they don't, then it just snowballs. So not having a run game especially versus good teams, it's tough.
Where was he the whole first half? Hey, listen, hang on. Here's my other thing. So Brock Spalding, you guys just mentioned him. He came alive, what was that, the fourth quarter? We finally started throwing him the ball. Where was he the whole first half? Why aren't we lining him up in the slot and giving him an opportunity to go get the ball? We finally started doing it in the fourth quarter. I think he had like 4 or 5 catches in a row almost in the fourth quarter to go do that. We've got to find a way to move the ball.
Anyways, why was Brock Spalding not more of the game plan? Like, to the last caller's point, he didn't get going till the fourth quarter, basically. And he was, I mean, look at the numbers. He was 13 of 13 going into this game of targets to him for the season, and I'm sure he's probably still 100% of the year. So why is he not more staple of the offense going into next game? Anything that Anthony Smith cannot catch a cold in the desert. Why are we throwing it to him back? Like, it's just crazy. And Marlon Gunn should be getting every handoff. It's just stressful. It's really stressful.
With all due respect, like, when did BYU become like the best team in the country? Like, why is everyone like, oh, we're a good team, glad it was somewhat of a close game, we look decent? Like, what is going on? Like, are we just accepting losing to these teams now? Like, they're not Georgia. They're not the number 1 team in the country. Like, you can't just accept, oh, we looked good. Like, guys, they're not ranked. They have a true freshman quarterback. It was his first road start ever. And our offense laid an egg, and the team laid an egg. And look, I've done that before, too. And I was pissed if I was a quarterback and laid an egg, too. Like, but the whole, like, oh, it's BYU. They got a great team. Like, cool, we should, too. It's like, since when does ECU have that mindset? Like, are we just going for 7-5 every year? Like, let's have a mindset of, like, you know what? No matter who we play,
that kind of is the beauty of the fifth quarter, because we've had some angry calls. We've had a couple people say, hey, we're all right. So it's, different opinions rolling in.
That just fired me up.
You want to know why people are okay with losing to BYU? It's because BYU has set a great standard. Because while we've gone 41-66 with our golden boy, that would be you while Caton was sitting third string. BYU has gone 72-43. That's a gold standard. They've had 1 losing season since 2016. 72-43, while we've gone 41-66. So you want to know why people are okay with losing to BYU? That's it.
You happy with tonight?
Listen to them.
Are you happy with tonight? I'm asking you a question. Are you happy with tonight?
Oh my God.
No.
All right. Okay, then. What are you? You're fighting yourself now. If you ain't happy with tonight.
Are
you happy with tonight?
No, but at the same time, you got.
Okay. You're fighting yourself now.
You got 12 seniors on defense. You've got Teagan that comes back from Houston. He's made stupid plays against NC State. He made stupid plays tonight. Obviously, he got kicked out. Was it a marginal call? Sure, but by the rule, should it have been targeting? Absolutely. It's stupid leadership. We got to grow up. But I mean, you want to talk about people being okay. Were we okay with losing the teams and whenever you were there?
But I promised my mindset going into any game, I don't care who I played, was we're going to beat this team.
I mean, we want to talk about good culture that we haven't had. We were in the dark age.
And I'm not saying BYU isn't a good school, but I'm saying, like, people calling in and saying, like, BYU, like it was BYU, at least it was this and this. Like, why are we not saying we can beat BYU? And look, I'm agreeing. I wish our record was better. I wish I could have won more games here. I 100% agree. But I promised my mindset going into any game, I don't care who I played, was we're going to beat this team.
I mean, we want to talk about good culture that we haven't had. We were in the dark age. That was a dark age. So.
BYU against Stanford a couple weeks ago, it was very clear that they won in the trenches, and that's where they won tonight. And we were through a month of the season, we struggled with the run game. It's been every single game. That's where we struggle. I knew that it was going to be a problem. If you didn't know that it was going to be a problem tonight, then you were just lying to yourself. So I think going into the rest of the season, we can sit here and argue all night, but going to the rest of the season, that's going to be the problem.
What you can't do when you're playing a team like BYU, who is a top 25 team, they should be ranked. You can't have 14 dozen false starts. You can't throw a pick when you're lining up to, at minimum, have a field goal because you just, I don't know, lose your mind when you're, scrambling and just toss the ball into the end zone and throw a pick. Then you muffle it. The very next play or the very next drive, you're backed up deep. The next time you have the ball and you throw a pick six. So that's, arguably a 14-point swing right there at the end of the first half. So we did everything we possibly could to beat ourselves. We have got to clean that crap up. It's killing us. It is killing us.
And tonight was a little bit of a drop, and I do think that actually falls on JDB. But to step on that a little bit, I will give Blake a little bit of credit. Earlier this week, in the press conference, he did say that he thought that he was going to be able to get the substitutions in there, and he executed that to perfection tonight. We actually got a couple of yards off of that. So, look, I think from where we were at 48 months ago, 24 months ago, 12 months ago, things are in a very good spot. Look, we're going to sit here and say, yeah, we lost to NC State. We lost to NC State by a yard. All right? And tonight was a little bit of a drop, and I do think that actually falls on JDB. I don't think enough people are pointing out the fact that JDB has a lot of weapons on this team, and he's not necessarily putting people in the particular positions that they need to be put in to get this thing rolling. You've got Montgomery, who was firing off in the first half, and you didn't want to go back to him. Anthony Smith had a couple of drop balls here and there. You didn't get Yannick Smith going. And from somebody who was a tight end coach at Ole Miss, you would think he would get his tight ends active in the game. And the reason I'm not too upset is because, yes, I really do believe that this team can go and rattle off an AAC championship and potentially get a playoff bid. Boys, this may be one of the most optimistic calls I've ever put in.
Cheezel, who, had some criticisms, but says we can go win this conference.
I like Cheezel's call.
I think Blake Harrell's a great coach, and honestly, Cheezel, great call. Like I agree. Like we can. That's I think why I'm so fired up. I mean, we got a good team. We can go win the American Conference, and usually the team who wins the American Conference can compete with anyone in the country. So let's stay on that. We can rattle off game. I really believe that. You saw it last year when this offense gets into rhythm with the quarterback that we currently have and a lot of those receivers. It's pretty dangerous. Like, we just got to get into rhythm. And that's why I keep saying the pressure's on JDB, Caton, and some of these receivers is because it's like, once we get this thing rolling, it can be really, really special.
A lot of football to be played.
Exactly. And what the teams that you just rattled off, Memphis, Tulane, USF, what one of those teams do we think we can't beat?
And when he said, win the American and go to the playoff, I shook my head a little bit. But right now, we are on track for the American champion to go to the playoff, whether it be a South Florida, Memphis, it won a big one today, Tulane. So, who else? Somebody's going to have to take that spot. So why not the American champion?
Exactly. And what the teams that you just rattled off, Memphis, Tulane, USF, what one of those teams do we think we can't beat? I think we can beat them all. Let's not just settle because we had a bad night tonight and just say this team isn't good. This team is a good team. We got the talent. We really have the coaching. We just got to put it together.
I'm alive. I've been a fan ever since I was been born, and I just want to know why there was two sections of BYU fans there that were louder than the rest of the stadium. What happened tonight? What happened to our fans, man?
Well, they had a little bit more to cheer about for a lot of that game.
Well, I just wanted to voice my opinion about that because, Greenville, East Carolina, it's the fans. It brings the atmosphere, the spirit, and I feel like it helps the team if they stay in it.
It does.
I was just disappointed.
Great call.
Holden and Caton can agree as former players that
it makes a difference. That's what I'm saying.
I was kind of disappointed in some of the fans that left early. I felt like the exodus on that a while since I have felt that level of big ball game energy around Dowdy Ficklen Stadium as it did today. I mean, gosh, when them Jets flew over, I always during the intro before every game I think we're going to win, but man, that's a game we could have won tonight. And it's just so many little things: the drop balls, the interceptions, the endless penalties. I'm not satisfied at all. That's a game we could have won. I mean, there's some tough teams in this conference for sure, but we've got weapons here and there, and it just felt like tonight we could not stop shoot ourselves in the foot just over and over and over again. That's a shame because the energy at the beginning of that game was electric, and So anyway, I'm not. I mean, that was a good ball team we played tonight, but I'm not. No, I'm not satisfied with the. Oh well, they were a good team. Could have been worse. No, that's a game that we could have won.
Why in God's name are we calling a timeout? Why can't we get our stuff together when we come out of a timeout and we got to turn right around and we got to call a timeout? We look like a freaking high school team in the first half calling on those timeouts. So we didn't have a timeout towards the end of the half, and then he got sacked, and then we couldn't make a move to throw upfield even after he threw the interception. We had no timeouts. We look like a daggone high school team out there, and he daggone throws the football. And sometimes his body language to me, I was never a quarterback, so I'm not good enough to say, but his body language, even at Coastal last week when he threw the interception, like, oh, well, I just threw one. Oh, well, you can't make that throw right there on the 1 yard line. JDB may have called the play, but he's got to look that way. Holton, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, but we cannot call timeout when we come out of a timeout, and we cannot continue to not be ready. We are a Division I football team. You got high school teams. You got Bob Lewis at Clinton that had his teams better to play than ours, and we can't even do that. What's the deal?
Disappointing loss, man, and, losing just sucks, right? But, I mean, they're over there kind of joking around with each other and dancing and whatever on our sideline, and that was just disappointing. I don't even know that they play. But, when you lose like that, I expect to see a little more disappointment on everybody's part rather than a few guys celebrating. And today, losing a game like today hurts because I thought we had a chance. A lot of people thought we had a chance to win the game. And it's a whole lot better to be disappointed with that kind of feeling than to sit there and go up and show up against, like several years ago against Navy, just knowing, they're going to kick our butt, I mean, what we can't do, we can't let BYU beat us Thursday night. I mean, we got to flush this game.
And the good thing about losing games in non-conference play and being like one was a heartbreaker, but you didn't start great, and then the other one was a big game, a lot of hype, and you still didn't play well, is no matter pretty much in life, but definitely in college football, you learn way more from the loss, especially early in the season, than you do from the wins. If we just skated through 4-0 with big wins, we'd think we're, untouchable, and we would go out there and probably lose to one of these teams we don't need to lose to. So losing, like I promise you, no one is more motivated than JDB and Caton Hauser right now, and Anthony Smith with some of the drops. Like the guys who aren't playing the best right now or being their best selves, like they are going to be the ones who are really into it and really dialed in. And who do we need to be dialed in to make a conference run? The guys that I just named. So it's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, I just think you got to learn from it. I think that at the end of the day, great teams learn from losses, and the great players are the ones who bounce back quicker. And guess what?
If they give it to you, take it, right?
They're good enough to go make plays.
In man coverage with no help over the top. There was no help over the top.
Cincinnati, it wasn't Sauce. Like they had the
Sauce Gardner, yeah.
And you just kept throwing it up to CJ and making big plays.
Right.
And if they give it to you, take it, right?
I mean, at some point, you got to say my guy versus your guy, and then if Brock Spalding's heating up, throw the ball to Brock more. Like, I mean, it's not like at the end of the day, it can get very simple. Like man coverage is very, very simple to play against. You find the guy, exploit the matchup, and when that one exploits, you better hope you got another receiver, which we do, to exploit another one and just feed the hot guy. And then the running game opens up.
I was going to ask you guys, with the team that really struggles to run the ball, you're on your own 1 yard line. What would you like to have seen done there?
Oh, I mean, we've talked about it. I personally would probably run like a random quarterback sneak, just get a couple more yards. But
Worst playing football. Where if the DB is bailing, then he runs a 12-yard curl pretty much. And then if the DB's man covers and just run a go ball, that is like the base of this entire offense.
We've said it countless times all night. The man matchup was there on the outside.
We just got to take advantage.
We didn't exploit it.
If you don't see anything, just throw it deep to Trayvon Brown. It's like, dog, we're losing by or is this a real college football? Tony Peterson comes in, the old offense coordinator for ECU my freshman year. We're losing to Tulane. He comes in to me and says, hey, we're losing by 7 to Tulane. Like, it's a game. And he says, hey, run game's not working. If you don't see anything, just throw it deep to Trayvon Brown. It's like, dog, we're losing by or is this a real college football? I didn't get told that in high school. I mean, look, Army's a huge game. Conference play starts now. This is when it really matters. The goal is still ahead of you. You can still do it. Clip said earlier, like, the Americans probably going to go to the playoff, the champion of it. So we're either going to be that team or we're probably going to play that team at some point. So why not be it? Let's have good expectations. Let's not, go in there sitting here saying, we're ECU, we should lose this. Like, screw that. Let's go win it. Let's go make the playoff. Let's go win the conference. And if you don't believe that, then get out of the way. Go cheer for another team.